whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today, but if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on do our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace.
I'm attorney Gavin Richard. I grew up here in New Orleans, so I know how important family, friends, and community are to us. And helping others has been a lifelong passion of mine. If you've been injured in an accident, you may be out of work and faced with large medical bills. You'll need someone to fight the insurance companies so that you can get on with your life. Give me a call at 504-799-2288, and I'll be with you all the way. The law offices of Gavin M. Richard, going the distance so that justice may be served. Hi, I'm attorney Gavin M. Richard. Check out my latest book, The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. For approximately 2 years now, I have gone on a painstaking quest to investigate the rise and fall of an American icon, Bill Cosby. In the mid-1980s, there was not a star that was higher than Cosby. Advertisements with Coca-Cola, Jell-O, Kodak, along with the #1 television show for 5 straight years in a row on Thursday nights. It was must-see TV on NBC. Cosby resurrected the genre of the traditional family sitcom that was once thought dead by television critics. He did this as a Black American with an all-Black cast and showed mainstream network executives in white America that it was possible to be successful without showing the worst in people. He also demonstrated the power that television had, as it can make younger people dream to be the best that they can be. However, like many celebrity stars, unfortunately, they all come crashing down, sometimes by their own fault, others not so much. In this book, I attempted to highlight certain things. We go in depth into both of his trials in 2017 and 2018, respectively. What if I told you that these criminal trials were politically motivated by an overzealous district attorney? Will you also be shocked to learn the attacks on Mr. Cosby did not start in 2014, but also in the 90s, not long after his attempted quest to purchase a major network? From where did all of these allegations of sexual misconduct come from? Were the accusers telling the truth? In the 2 years of research, with some help from others interested in learning the truth and facts about this case, we discussed both the legal reasons why his prosecution and trial were illegal, unwarranted, and also the possible personal motives as to why this may have occurred. Most importantly, we warn about the dangers of prejudice and why trial by social media, or mainstream media rather, should never be the norm. All this and more in The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. Available on Amazon this fall in Kindle and paperback format.
the place to be right here with me on Tuesdays. It's Random Topic Tuesdays with Gavin Richard, only on channel GBoo2786. Gavin Richard on my YouTube channel, backup page, as well as Facebook and Twitter on Gavin Rich 2786. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe. We are live, and I'm coming at you with 5, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot to talk about today and a little time that we have to do, so let's get started. We'll be discussing the following, ladies and gentlemen. Musty Jussie names drops Don Lemon at trial, people calling for his firing. Joel the Plumber outs Joel Olsteen, and Biden boycott of the Winter 2022 Olympics in Beijing. All this and more tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. You can join the Patreon at channel GBoo2786, as I stated earlier. If you would like to advertise with the channel, you could also go to that email and hit me up for advertisement rates. We have the links at the bottom from Cash App, Google Pay, and PayPal, in which you can support tonight's channel, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, we want you to all go to the following if you can. Go to NawniesCreoleBlends.com, NawniesCreoleBlends.com. Try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Nawnies goes great with every dish. This is our website here. Get you some rub just for your grub in time for the holidays. Nawnies serves as a seasoning blend that you can put even on salad as well. So it goes great with turkey if you can put it on chicken and fish and meat. So please go ahead and go to NawniesCreoleBlends.com, order your seasoning today, so that way we can have some delivered to you in time for the holidays. Also, ladies and gentlemen, you saw my Facebook advertisement earlier, my YouTube advertisement for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Okay, I'm sorry, I got kicked out somehow. I don't know what happened. Okay, I hit the wrong button perhaps. But this is the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr. The page. You can go hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, for all the latest updates and news, we will have on the book. As you have seen in our YouTube trailer, the book is hot and heavy, ready to go. We'll be discussing release dates very soon, so just keep on the lookout for this, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I can't help but stress, go to my Spotify page and look at our music that we have, including Video Soul, which is available now on Spotify, Amazon, and Apple. That's Video Soul, which is our latest release. And of course, we have got to get on up, because before we get on down, we got to get on up, ladies and gentlemen. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we tune in before you tune out to our theme song for the night. As always, got to get on up. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Girl, come on. Gotta dance to the beat, because on the dance floor is where we'll meet. Show me what you got. Gotta feel the groove.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up.
Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, what do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise now, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Tell the DJ play the whispers. Rock steady in the mood. Put on earth, wind, and fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide or two. Hit the bus stop. I'll do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really grooving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Now 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you breathe and you achieve. And so if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll be.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up
And move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Baby, yeah, gotta get on up. Come on, baby, gotta get on up. Baby.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up.
All right. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Gotta get on up. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Gavin Reshaw Presents here on channel G-Boot 2786. I got something in my hair. Yeah. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe again. Let us get started, family. First and foremost, shout out to all. Shout out to all who have supported me recently, especially with getting our going to that Facebook page, hitting the like, share, and subscribe on the Bill Cosby page. I've gotten nothing but good, positive comments, especially from people that listen to my radio interview. Shout out to Andrew Jones and Jaleel Manson, who was on the show last Sunday, and a few other people. Guys, I appreciate all of the love and support. I've just been so damn busy lately, from my work to just taking care of some family business and so forth. It hasn't been easy. The holidays are not easy. What's up, Darius? I'm actually working on a new song right now. I finished, and I'm trying to produce it in time for Christmas. So it's a hint of what it is. But you guys will stay tuned, and I'll keep y'all updated on that. But what else was going on in the news? Why don't we go ahead and get started? Thank you, Darius. Let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Musty Jussie name drops Don Lemon at trial, and people are calling for his firing. Now, this trial, I think we spoke about it on Thursday, but it has gotten out of hand. Just with the stuff that I've been hearing, like just Jussie Smollett testified on yesterday about going to a bathhouse with one of the brothers, the men who beat him up, that he hired allegedly. I just say alleged because this is a trial, but I really think he made this shit up, of course, like most people. And he talked about all kinds of shit, like making out with this dude having a relationship with him and jerking him off in a bathhouse, like jizzy. ugh, it's just too much. It's just all greasy, man. I don't like seeing this shit. So on yesterday, and even earlier on yesterday, Jussie Smollett name dropped CNN's Don Lemon on tipping him off about the investigation with the police. And I'm going to play this clip from Fox News. I haven't heard of it before, or heard it rather. But I have an article here, especially from the Toronto Sun, that I'm going to share in a minute. So I'm going to play the video in fair use. Fair use, Copyright Act of 1976 allows for fair use for commentary purposes as well as educational and news reporting. Now, let me just say this, and I hate this as well. Notice that you can only see the likes but no dislikes anymore. And CNN is sucker for doing, YouTube is sucker for doing this crap.
Taking the stand yesterday in his defense, he reiterated that he did not stage a hate crime in January 2019. He is currently facing charges with 6 counts of felony disorderly conduct for making a false police report about the alleged racist and homophobic attack. But one of the more stunning revelations yesterday was about CNN. Smollett testified that CNN anchor Don Lemon texted him at the time of the attack, sharing information that the Chicago Police Department did not believe Smollett's account of what happened. Dagan, what do you make of this?
Journalistic ethics brought to you by CNN. A little, maybe not surprising after what we've seen Chris Cuomo do at the network and what we've seen Jeff Zucker tolerate in terms of Chris Cuomo's behavior.
Fox News should be the last one talking about ethics, but it's kind of what and what. I get it.
Now saying that Zucker knew everything that was going on, knew all along his discussions and work for and with his brother. But now this revelation, the bigger question is, so Discovery is merging with CNN's parent company. It's going to be Warner Brothers Discovery, maybe the merger complete by the middle of next year. What does David Zaslav have to say and do about Zucker and CNN, or John Malone, who's a major shareholder in Discovery, on the board of Discovery? Like, is this enough to make them get rid of CNN? That hasn't been the indication in the past, but if they keep it, I would expect some changes would be afoot in how this network is run.
Well, John Malone was interviewed recently, and he said he would like to see CNN go back to news. And you wonder what that looks like, CNN going back to news and taking all of those opinionated people out of there. Brandon, what are your thoughts on what that might look like?
Well, my head is spinning from this entire ordeal, I'll be honest with you. I mean, first we get a hate crime, then we get a ruse that's covering it up, then we get the CNN involvement, the mainstream media perhaps helping to cover this up. I'm just wondering what Act 4 is here. Is this going to go full Scooby-Doo mode and the judge pulls his mask off and reveals who the whole mastermind is behind this mess? And this story has just become ridiculous.
Well, it's not new, Brandon. I mean, as I mentioned yesterday, this is a CNN story, not a Cuomo story. The network has just ignored truth now for 5 years, been unable. There was a real inability to cover Donald Trump fairly, and they reported that there was Russia collusion for years, misleading viewers significantly, with Jake Tapper among one of the first people out there reporting on this Steele dossier as if it was anything. We know now for a fact that it was all a big lie, and it was Hillary Clinton trying to take down her political opponent. But that all was front and center on CNN for several years.
Okay, so that was Fox. And you know, like I said, Fox is the last group, last network you want to talk about integrity, because they've been lied for shit for years. They lied for Bush, but CNN does the same thing. And what you got to realize too, when it comes to CNN and Fox, there's basically different poisons. There's cyanide, and then there's arsenic. And that's basically what you got in mainstream media right now. They're both lethal. They both can kill you. And CNN and Fox, and to throw in the boat, we could talk MSNBC. Of course, we could talk about the other mainstream medias. These are people, yeah, exactly, false news propaganda. Yeah, a lot of these people used to be on, yeah, a couple of people used to be on NBC. Now they switched to Fox News. Just like, remember when Megyn Kelly was on Fox News and then she ended up stealing money from NBC, although not that long after she got fired and canned for the blackface remark. And I remember Roly Poly was actually on her show, beep, 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 talking about blackface, beep, 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 you can't do that, beep, beep, beep. So all of that was on there. All of it is trash. That's exactly right, Darius. And so let me share with you all this article that's coming out. Why Don Lemon is getting criticized for this is that Lemonade actually was name dropped and he covered the trial while talking about it, but refused to discuss his role in it. So people are calling on CNN, this is from the Toronto Sun, to fire or at the very least suspend Don Lemon for keeping mum about the part he played in the Jussie Smollett investigation. The CNN host has been covering his friend's trial on his late night show, Don Lemon Tonight, but failed to mention his alleged role in tipping off Smollett about being investigated by the police. The Empire star took the stand on Monday and told the court he became aware of investigators' doubts that his attack was genuine after receiving a text message from Lemon, which Smollett claimed was the deciding factor to not turn over his phone records to police. Smollett's testimony sparked comparisons to the Cuomos, which saw Chris Cuomo fired last weekend for helping his brother, former Governor Andrew Cuomo, with his sexual harassment scandal. Cuomo, however, never reported on his brother, while Lemon ended Monday's show with an update from Smollett's trial with no mention of his own involvement. The report centered on the actor's really risky decision to take the stand, as well as the relationship Smollett had with one of the men he allegedly hired to stage his attack. Not a peep about Lemon's text to Smollett, which sparked outrage online. Please resign and salvage what you have left of your disgraced career, one person tweeted. Just go away. People are tired of your lies and divisiveness. You serve no purpose. Wow. That came from Crypto Dale. Me Too, racism. Many compared Lemon's scandal to, those are just the hashtags he's had, to that of his former CNN chum, Cuomo. Remember, he called Cuomo his brother. Jussie Smollett has admitted that CNN's anchor, Don Lemon, warned him that police were suspicious of his story. CNN does not have journalists, it has activists. That's Carmine Sabia. He's exactly right. They are activists. These are not journalists. They do not have journalistic integrity. So remember on his February 29th show, Lemon told viewers that Smollett's story was personal, as the two men had been in constant communication since the alleged incident. He even went on to suggest that if his pal made up the attack, he was also a victim. Bullshit. Lemon stressed that while Smollett is innocent until proven guilty, he still squandered the goodwill of a whole lot of people if his story wasn't true. He even lied to a lot of people, including me, and that's not cool. There's been no comment from Lemon or CNN. So yes, let me just say this about Don Lemonade. I remember when Lemon had, or years ago, I told you about this we talked about this last week. I remember Don Lemon was voted as worst news anchor, or voted worst journalist in 2014. And that was in part because of the stupid ass questions he was asking. And this is the Hollywood Reporter. Now, They did this back on December 26, 2014. The stupid ass stuff that Don Lemon would say on television. Remember when he went to Ferguson talking about he could smell marijuana? Obviously, there's a smell of marijuana while there. And during an interview with an accuser of Bill Cosby, he asked the woman, why didn't she, if you gave head, why didn't you bite his penis or something along those lines? Of course, all of that was bullshit too, that story, but he got this honor in 2014. Now, if he got this in 2014 now, and this was Columbian Journalism's review, and I don't know what weight Columbian Journalism Review holds in the journalistic world, if it's a prestigious award or not, but why the hell was he not fired then? Well, there are several reasons, ladies and gentlemen, why Don Lemon kept this job. And I can give you the big, two big reasons. Because of this. And also, this. For the last 2014, that was around the time Obama's, he was in the middle of his second term. And of course, his term ended in 2016. In 2017, Trump becomes president, and you have all this vitriol and hate aimed towards Donald Trump. And I am not a Donald Trump supporter at all. But let's be clear, CNN is a talking point for the Democratic Party. And they were completely biased in their reporting with Donald Trump as president, as was Fox News was biased in its reporting with George W. Bush. He could do no wrong. Fox and how they even treated Barack Obama at times. I can't dismiss one without the other, but that is why I say mainstream media is poisonous. So we know that Chris Cuomo was fired. He's also being investigated for there are accusations of misconduct on his part. There's also something, as it was on his brother. And also they're talking about what's happening with how he dealt with his brother in terms of still looking into it by hiring a law firm, what he did as a CNN host, and how the similarities between that and what's going on with Don Lemon. Now, with regards to Jussie Smollett's trial, closing arguments are expected to be made by tomorrow from what I'm hearing and what was reported earlier. This whole trial in and of itself has been a complete shit show. Honestly, it is a waste of taxpayer money to even do this. Yes, a crime had been committed. It's disorderly conduct was what they're charging him with. But typically these things will go, you'll get a slap on the wrist, you'll pay a fine, and you'll do some community service. They don't tend to do big trials like this. The reason why this is a trial, obviously, was because Jussie, and this is just what I believe. Yes, he's innocent until proven guilty, but his story did not add up from the beginning. Now, I'm going to give him his benefit of the doubt only because of legal purposes, being a lawyer, and I believe it has to be proven, but the evidence in it so far has been overwhelming. It has been overwhelming with what has transpired and what's going on. But something like this, as I stated, we've never met the trial, but because he brought attention to it, you're the boy who cried wolf, everybody's going to fight. Guess what? The city of Chicago spent millions of dollars in trying to look into this crime. And I've seen Brother Harvey do his videos. I don't quite agree with what his stance is on it because he's like, they focus too much on Jussie Smollett. All this stuff going on. Listen, as a person who was a victim of a hate crime myself, I'm pissed off by what happened because that does a disservice to real victims out there. people that will report hate crimes now, they may not be taken as serious as a result of this. And hell yeah, they have a right, the city of Chicago, because money was spent in looking into this case, man hours was spent. Remember, this was national to international news that took place, especially with the age of being in the age of Trump. So, Darius, man. I'm not gonna go there. It's Tuesday. But yeah, what do y'all think about this? This whole thing, I really want it to be over. I've had seen his brother try to defend him, but I don't know if there's anything. It's typical when you want to defend your brother, but really, in truthfulness, is there anything to defend? This whole thing is a mess. This whole thing, this whole trial, is a mess. Let's just call it how it is. But what say you, ladies and gentlemen? What do y'all think will happen with the case? We'll move on a little bit. I don't feel like talking about giving Jussie more talk than I already have and more attention. He called himself the gay Tupac. He ended up being the Milli Vanilli. So let's leave it at that. Like Sean would say, your Jussie Smollett was trying to be a gay Tupac, but when I take a critical examination of it, he ended up being Milli Vanilli. That is all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, or subscribe. Thank you. He's not watching the video. Trust me, he's working his 30th job right now. You say Jussie will do some time. I don't see him doing time of it. I don't even think they want to take care of that nigga in prison. So so let's go on, ladies and gentlemen. So I gotta share this story. So my next story that's up is have you all seen this? Obviously, this is the Washington Post article on this incident that happened, and I said this. I said, Joe the plumber outs Joel Olsteen. Y'all remember in 2008 when Barack Obama and John McCain were running for president? They had somebody called Joe the plumber, a guy named Joe the plumber. Well, this guy, I had to say Joe the plumber. I couldn't think of another nickname. But this man apparently found what he saw trying to fix a loose toilet he removed from the wall at Joel Olsteen's Lakewood Church. And he stumbled across some checks and cash that were hidden in the wall. And this discovery that may yield clues to an unsolved burglary reported by the congregation 7 years ago. The unexpected find was revealed Thursday when the worker called into a Houston radio morning show that had invited listeners to share stories about valuable items they had randomly found over the years. The caller, who only identified as Justin, or has been identified as Justin rather, said he was on a job at the mega church November 10th when he made the stunning find. The plumber couldn't believe what he saw spill out of the wall. The envelopes were filled with thousands of dollars in cash and checks. I was like, oh, wow. We go to NBC2 out in Houston to actually go ahead and look and discuss this find that was recently made.
Now to developments in a story that KPRC2 has been
tracking for years now. Hundreds of thousands of dollars reported missing from Lakewood Church may have been found in a bathroom wall of the church.
I mean, it may sound hard to believe, and the claim made on a radio show is raising eyebrows all over Houston. We're talking about a $600,000 reported theft here. KPRC2's Rochelle Turner talked to one of the DJs who heard the claim this morning. Rochelle, this is just simply wow, pretty unbelievable.
Christine, Andy, wow, crazy. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh, really? Yes, that is what many people are going to be thinking once they watch this story. A plumber just doing his job at Lakewood Church discovered an undisclosed amount of money.
It was the craziest phone call we've ever had.
Meet George Lindsay. He's the morning show co-host for the Morning Bullpen at 100.3 The Bull.
It's the greatest job ever.
This morning, the co-host asked people about valuable things they found and received a call from a plumber who recently did some work at Lakewood Church.
There was a loose toilet in the wall, and we removed the tile. Well, they removed the tile. Went to go remove the toilet, and I moved some insulation away, and about 500 envelopes fell out of the wall. And I was like, oh, wow.
Back in 2014, the mega church made headlines after someone stole $600,000.
Obviously, this case remains under investigation.
7 years later, a man fixing a toilet at the church discovered money in the walls.
I went ahead and contacted the maintenance supervisor that was there. And I went ahead and turned it all in.
In a statement, Lakewood Church said recently while repair work was being done at Lakewood Church, an undisclosed amount of cash and checks were found. Lakewood immediately notified the Houston Police Department and is assisting them with their investigation. HPD has not confirmed if the money stolen years ago and the money found by the plumber are related. But Lindsay says investigators would have never known about the money if it wasn't for the plumber who discovered it. There's still a lot of questions.
If it's that money, why did they never go back and get that money? It's like I said, it's like a movie. I really think I could make a 10-part series on Netflix out of it.
And it's still unclear at this hour just how much money that plumber found at the church. It's something that I'm working to get answers for you at 6 o'clock. But a few years ago, when we first reported this story, Crime Stoppers was offering a $25,000 reward. Coming up at 6, you'll hear what the caller had to say when he was asked about that reward. For now, reporting live in Southwest Houston, I'm Rochelle Turner, KPRC 2 News.
Wow, all right.
Oh, don't hate the player, hate the game, Darius from Atlanta, because God is good all the time, and all the time, God fills my bank account. I just love everything about it. Oh, yes, I'm worth 100 mil, bitch. I'll be smiling all the way to the bank. Oh, yes, I will be. You know why I didn't want them Estonians in? They would have unloosened my toilets and found that money stacked, stacked and stacked and stacked. Oh, yes, yes. I make stacks, bitches, stacks and stacks, and ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Oh, yes, I got books and CDs and DVDs. I got monies to smell. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, this dental work is fresh. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm smiling because I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it. I'm smiling all the way to the bank. This motherfucker always gonna be. He's gonna be smiling all the way at his mom. Even at, I can imagine at his wife's funeral, he'll be smiling properly. Sleeping on stacks. Look, let me just be clear because I know I have it. The title: Bill Plumber ousts Joel Olsteen. Let me be careful with my words and do a disclaimer because Joel Olsteen has never, to my knowledge, broken the law. I know a lot of people look at him as suspect with some stuff. I don't know how that money got there or why. But I find it interesting that you can have all of this money behind a loose toilet. Now, under a loose toilet. Now, bear in mind, that arena, that church, Lakewood, I've been there. I've passed through when I was in Houston a few weeks ago for Thanksgiving. I saw that Lakewood Church on the side of the interstate. That is a big church. That used to be the Houston Rockets arena. So it is large. How did they find this money? a lot of these mega church pastors, let's be real, we find suspect. I mean, you talk about T.D. Jakes or Creflo Dollar. His last name is Dollar. That's enough said. We have suspicions about these people because it seems like they're, all of these people that are giving them money. I remember the prosperity pastors. I remember this bishop, this pastor dancing over money with Creflo Dollar. His church is right out in Gonzales. Is it Pastor Kurt? I can't think of his name. I don't want to say the wrong name. Money.
You put something up here. You put.
Oh, let me see if I can find. Okay, I found the clip.
Put people. Wow, have they put people under bondage? This is one of the most disturbing things you might ever see. Wow! Come down, walk on this money. Woo! 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 Get some anointing. You put some up here. Woo! Woo! Put some money. Put some anointing on this money. You put something up here. You put. Woo! Prosper. Prosper, I said. Woo! 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 Woo!
Yeah, Leroy Thompson. Yeah, his church is right in he's here in Louisiana, and he's not alone. Of course, they got people like Benny Hinn, Copeland. I remember when he got caught. Here's my thing, and look, I'm a Christian myself, but this is why people, and there was an article calling for taxation of these churches, and this is why. Because a lot of these guys, these pastors, remember, something I've noticed, most of these churches, which are beautiful, brilliant, they're big. What's interesting about them is that they're all located where? In the poorest part of the community. They're located in the hood. The church is the best building in the hood. It's not the schools, it's not the libraries, it's not the hospitals, it's the hood. In the hood, it's the church. That's always the best kept building. Now, someone brought up an interesting point when I was talking about, why is the church the best building in the area? And we had a conversation, and, she said, well, the reason why is because you got to think about it. The church was never supposed to look dilapidated. It is a place of hope. It is where everybody goes every Sunday. People got to keep it updated and fresh and so forth. And I thought about it for a second. I can see that point being made that, yeah, you want monies to support the building, and that's a reason why, you got to keep the lights on. I mean, nothing is free. Gas, electricity, of course, you have events that you want, so all of that goes in the budget. But do these pastors really need multi-million-dollar houses, a private jet, beautiful cars, at least 5 in their driveway? Do they really need that? Yeah, Joel Olsteen got a PPP loan too. Yeah, he's got that. And these are multimillionaires. Now, it's interesting about T.D. Jakes. I remember when Jakes, before, he got caught up with I know some people took issue with his Black Lives Matter comments, but what's interesting was that Jakes was actually, and I remember this, on a board with a few other pastors, this faith-based initiative thing that George Bush had, W. Bush, I'm talking about Bush 43, had enacted while he was president, that they wanted, of course, trying to give these loans out to these pastors. But also when Hurricane Katrina happened, there was an interfaith-based community church, interfaith-based, how should I say, board of Jewish leaders, Muslim leaders, and Christian leaders in regards to the distribution of monies and how they would treat churches that were affected, mosques and temples and synagogues that were affected by Hurricane Katrina along the Gulf Coast. And I can remember exactly, and very interesting enough, that T.D. Jakes actually stepped down from the board. He stepped down from the board because he could not deal with what was going on with George W. Bush and how the monies they wanted allocated wasn't being properly allocated. And woman Dower Loose, that was before Tyler Perry came on with the sad movie, with the pain movies like Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Medea's Big Happy Family, Medea's Big Reunion, Medea Goes to Mars, Medea Celebrates Hanukkah, all of those. Yeah, he was doing that around the same time. I remember when that movie dropped. He also did Jump in the Broom. He was a producer on that. But getting back to Olsteen, I'm going to give Mr. Olsteen, Pastor Olsteen, the benefit of the doubt only because I don't know what happened per se. It doesn't look good, but he has not been convicted or charged with any wrongdoing. But he certainly has to do some explaining as to how all of that money ended up there, who had it. They said there was a robbery. Well, if there was a robbery, why didn't they go back and get the cash? This is some shit out of sabotage. Go look up that movie. It was an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie back in 2014 that was released, and you see what happens here. But anyway, guys, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We got to move on because I got to get to the other topic, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about it. So here's something that is happening right now. The United States, under the Biden administration, has announced a boycott of the Beijing Winter Olympics. Now, this clip coming from CBS states that, and according to Press Secretary Jen Psaki, said that sending representation would, quote, treat these games as business as usual in the face of China's egregious human rights abuses and atrocities in Xinjiang, the region where many members of the Uyghur minority have faced repression or imprisonment, and the United States simply can't do that. However, U.S. athletes will still compete in the Olympics. So what's happening is that diplomatic representatives, ambassadors, are not going to be at the games, but the athletes will be there. So let's take a look at this video, shall we? Oh, I gotta mute that because they'll hit me with a copyright strike, all of this crap.
Today announced a diplomatic boycott of the Beijing Winter Olympics that are set to begin less than 2 months from now. But some lawmakers say the move doesn't go far enough. We get the latest from CBS's Nancy Cordes at the White House.
U.S. athletes will attend the Beijing Games next year. U.S. officials will not. That was the middle ground the White House settled on today in response to a series of human rights abuses, including the persecution of Muslims in Western China and the throttling of democracy in Hong Kong.
This is just sending a message that given these human rights abuses, we cannot proceed with business as usual.
Chinese officials accused the U.S. of grandstanding and vaguely warned there would be resolute countermeasures. But U.S. lawmakers hailed the move, though some Republicans want to go even further.
No athletes, no administration officials, no corporate sponsors.
I would support the moving of the Olympics.
The announcement came less than 24 hours before President Biden is expected to confront another authoritarian leader, Russian President Vladimir Putin. The two are slated to talk by phone tomorrow about Russia's recent military buildup along the Ukraine border. President Biden will warn Putin that if Russia invades, it could face severe economic pain in the form of crippling global sanctions. The goal?
To make it very, very difficult for Mr. Putin to go ahead and do what people are worried he may do.
There are currently roughly 70,000 Russian troops deployed at Ukraine's border. U.S. intelligence officials say Russia could invade the former Soviet Republic using as many as 175,000 troops as early as January.
Is President Biden prepared to warn that there's the possibility of U.S. military involvement?
I'm not going to get ahead of the president's conversation, but that is not our first objective.
And Nancy Cortez joins us now on this critical meeting tomorrow. So Nancy, what is Russia up to?
Nora, experts say what Russia wants is to create a buffer of sorts against what it sees as Western expansion by preventing this crucial neighbor, Ukraine, from joining NATO. And perhaps most alarmingly, Nora, cybersecurity officials here at the White House say they've seen a huge spike in Russian misinformation aimed at justifying a strike on Ukraine, which is similar to what they saw before another invasion about 5 years ago.
Let's see whether the president issues an ultimatum. All right, Nancy Cortez, thank you.
Good morning, Caesar Slots. Welcome to our...
Okay, so the United States is entering... All right, y'all saw that a new phase with the... The United States is hitting a new phase right now with China with these relations. And I have another article I'm going to share. This is from Vanity Fair about how it's sticky for billionaires. Now, keep in mind something. The United States is still in debt. We're talking over the clock right now. I don't know if it's 20 trillion, but United States is, according to the clock, $27 trillion in debt, which means each taxpayer share is $912,000. Now, this is from Truth in Accounting. They said the U.S. published debt is 29 trillion, 48 billion, $194 million and going up. Now, China holds a bulk of the United States dollar. China holds the debt. Holds the debt of the United States because back in the 70s, Richard Nixon got the United States off of what was called the gold standard and started doing trade with China and so forth. And because they hold the bulk of it, that is the only reason why the US dollar is worth anything. Remember, John F. Kennedy back in 1963 wanted to back the United States with silver, and he signed an executive order to that. And the Federal Reserve Bank obviously had an issue with him doing that. And, the bankers, as they've called it, one theory is that they hadn't killed, of course, Vietnam and the Vietnam War and the Central Intelligence Agency. That all took place. That all was a factor as well because he wanted to get rid of the CIA. Now, this is truth in accounting. Now, as it relates to China, the United States, remember, and I can say this about Trump, one positive thing, he was trying to not have a better relationship with China, but he wanted to put America first. So he tried to put some businesses out here, create new businesses and put tariffs, especially on foreign countries like China, especially if you have manufacturers going to the United States, out of the United States, going to them. He was trying to, he actually implemented stuff like that. Now, when you read this article here from Vanity Fair, hold on, they actually wrote this and said, what's up, Danielle Meyer? We got Darius from Atlanta. We got Derek Bailey. Donald said that Jussie Smollett mentioned earlier about his parents. I'm going to get to that later. But this is an article you guys can check out from Vanity Fair, where they stated how Biden's war with China is getting sticky for billionaires. It says, I'm just quoting an article here. The fact is that DeLeo, referring to Ray DeLeo, who's the founder of Bridgewater, stated and stand to lose plenty if United States-China relations continue to sour. According to Axios, U.S. markets could fall by as much as $2 trillion if top Chinese companies delist from the U.S. stock market, as ride-sharing app Didi, under pressure from the Chinese government, announced it would do earlier this month. And this does not seem likelier to get rosier anytime soon. Biden, who amid backsliding here in the United States, has made defending democracy a key tenet of his presidency. He is holding a summit for democracy this week. China, an autocratic state, isn't invited and has been angered by the two-day meeting, particularly over the participation of Taiwan, which Beijing has vowed to bring under its control. They say here, perhaps by force. So it seems here that as our relations continue to sour, it will have some type of effect on the United States economy, ladies and gentlemen. So what is that to us? Darius said Biden got that Jason Black microphone. Biden must have finally hit puberty. I don't know. He probably had a cold that day. Derek stated, who watches the winter? You know, the Olympics and so forth has become more agendized. I don't know if that is a word. Agendaized, I should say, if that is a word. In recent years, we saw that even this past year with the Summer Olympics, when they were pushing a lot of stuff on there, and a lot of people were frustrated with it. You know, the banning, especially how they treated the black athletes, the banning of protests, the banning of certain gear that they couldn't wear. A lot of people, it didn't sit well for most people that they had this. I likely wasn't even going to be watching the Winter Olympics anyway, but who knows if there's anything else on. If I had to choose between reruns of The Facts of Life and the Olympics, I would rather watch Tootie and Nat argue over a boy. Or maybe even a rerun of the Norman Lear version of the reversion of Jimmy Kimmel's reversion of Norman Lear's Different Strokes that's coming out. I don't know. If I had to choose between that and the Olympics, probably anything but the Olympics. But who knows? I might watch something if they have something positive on. If they got a brother on there, usually if I see some black athletes on there, I will watch it to support them. You say Living Single? Yeah, I could watch that too. Hell, I even watched That Girl that Martin Lawrence produced on TV One. That might be more interesting. Jamaica, oh yes, rerun. We can rewatch Cool Runnings. Feel the rhythm, feel the rod. Cool Runnings, it's bobsled time. Yeah, John Candy's last great movie. In my book, he died like right after that movie was made. That year in '94. Cool Runnings was made in '93. So that was a true story. When they debuted in the '80s, that was big because obviously it doesn't snow in Jamaica, but they went and participated. That film launched them in that film. I think launched them into the pop cultural lexicon. As a result of that, it was a very popular movie. It was loosely based on, and it wasn't, entirely accurate. Of course, it's a film, but nonetheless, it was good. Disney made it when Disney actually made good movies. Now it's agenda bullshit, or it's remakes of classics that nobody asked for that they mess up. I heard the next film they're gonna do is Little Mermaid, and I think they're gonna be doing, if they have not, I think there's a version of Snow White that's gonna come out, huh? New Disney live action. Yeah, Little Mermaid coming out in 2023. Yeah, they got Hercules coming out. I think it's in the works. I wonder if they'll bring. I don't know who got cast as Hercules. I wonder if they're gonna bring The Rock back to play Hercules. Sorry, y'all, my eye is killing me. So what y'all think, ladies and gentlemen, about all of this? We'll see you all on Thursday. Let me know. Leave a like, share, and subscribe. A non-binary Snow White. He did a video on Tupac. Yeah, I saw part of it. I didn't look at it. All of it. I'll probably comment and do a video later. I'm surprised it's not a non-binary Little Mermaid yet. I guess they have to do it because it's Ariel, but they may make the king androgynous. Like Billy Porter is going to play Ursula. Poor unfortunate souls. Why don't they use Professor Crunk as Ursula? She's got the description. This heifer. Shit, my eyes killing me, y'all. Let me get on out of here. But that, y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button. You gotta hit the like. You gotta get that notification bell so when we go live, you can see us go live and you won't miss out on anything, guys. Yeah, I like Cool Runnings. Also, please donate to the Cash App, Gavin Richard Esquire. You can also donate to the Google Pay and PayPal at those emails and the phone number. Yeah, who's playing Sebastian? The brother who did Sebastian, he just passed away. The seaweed is always cleaner. The little way. The clean, but it's always cleaner. I still love the Little Mermaid. I ain't gonna lie to you. As a kid, I saw that. Of course, I love the Little Mermaid. I thought that was funny. Samuel Wright. He was the voice in the film and TV series. Yeah, he just passed away. So shout out to this brother. He also played Mufasa in the original Lion King cast on Broadway. Lil Nas X will be Sebastian. Lil Nas X and Billy Porter in the same movie. Oh, if that's not gay. The seaweed is always greener. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let me get on out of here. Of course, hit that like, share, subscribe button, and also go to our website for our Creole seasoning blend. By the way, it's funny you mentioned Darius, but I saw this in Professor Black Troop. I have to finish doing his story, watching his video. But Lil Nas X got an award from Chloe Bailey, or was presented with an award by Chloe Bailey. Did y'all see that shit? Did y'all see that? Chloe Bailey honored Lil Nas X as a pioneer. He was presented with Variety's Innovator of the Year award. All right. Y'all see why I don't watch award shows anymore. I have yet to even watch. I'm not even going to play the video, but I'm going to share. Just look at this. I haven't even watched the Soul Train Awards because it's not the Soul Train Awards I'm used to knowing. I know they got Tashina Arnold and Tisha Campbell Martin hosting it, Pam and Gina, respectively. And shout out to Tashina Arnold because she gave a beautiful shout out to New Black Media. So it's no disrespect to her. She shouted out Jason Black and Professor Black Troop and a bunch of others. But yeah, Chloe Bailey gave a tribute to Lil Nas X. She says, there could not be a more appropriate honor for Lil Nas X. He has embodied the spirit of courage while also representing the culture authentically and beautifully. Maybe once in a generation, an artist comes along and literally changes the world for the better. Yeah, right. By being exactly who he is and commanding attention by creating a universe that is both undeniable and exceptionally entertaining, he kicked the door in. Yes, he has smashed records. Yes, he has broken down barriers. He delivers creatively like no other, and that makes him so deserving of this Innovator of the Year award. So I'm wondering how much did Little Nas X pay, or Variety rather, pay Chloe to actually do that? Courage for what? Yeah, she's on that agenda BS. Even Zendaya is on it. Because Zendaya is talking about directing a movie about two women. And Zendaya is on board recently in the news about make a love story about two black girls. Want to make it in Hollywood? Bend over. I guess it's true. Look at this. So what do y'all expect, ladies and gentlemen? What can I say? I can't wait. We're going to have a discussion about this Thursday. I got to get into this stuff. But let me get on up out of here, guys. In the meantime, yeah, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. This is what I was talking about. Hold on one second, guys. Just read what Zendaya had to say. Hold on one second. All right, sorry, I had to step out. Zendaya's got a zaddy. Yeah, I got to talk about that too and do a video. I'm sure Sean will do one as well, but I'm actually going to look at that tonight, later in the night, and do a video about it because that was on some bull jive too. Did y'all see the True Story Netflix series with Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes? Now that was actually good, although it's hard to see. I don't want to give it away for anybody that sees it, but Kevin Hart, it seemed like some of that was real. I don't know what secrets Kevin has, but remember he had that incident where somebody was trying to extort money from him recently, so that probably all played a part of it. But anyway, guys, y'all go ahead, go to Spotify right now and look it up. My songs, Video Soul. That's available on Spotify, Amazon, and Apple. You can download those respectively. And also, you can go on iTunes, Spotify, and Apple and Gotta Get On Up, which is our theme song. Since we have gotten on down, ladies and gentlemen, it is time now to get on up. That has been it for me. There's been another edition of Random Topic Tuesdays with Gavin Richard on channel GBoots786, Gavin Richard, my backup channel, and on Periscope and Facebook, respectively. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all Thursday with Sean James for our Random Topic Thursday event. I'll holla. Peace, guys.
Girl, come on. Gotta dance to the beat, cause on the dance floor is where we'll meet. Show me what you got. Gotta feel the groove.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, what do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise now, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really grooving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Tell the DJ play the whispers. Rock steady in the mood. Put on Earth, Wind, and Fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide or two. Hit the bus stop or do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really grooving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the.
Now 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you breathe and you achieve. And so if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up
and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up,
baby. Yeah, gotta get on up. Come on, baby, gotta get on up, baby.
feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up.